Tom, time flies. 6-7 weeks ago, you fought in the O2. You blew the roof off the place like they were doing over here right now in Paris. Famous words after your fight. I'm gonna sit cage side in Paris. I'm gonna watch Gain and Spivak fight. I'm gonna beat the winner. Then I'm gonna, fight John Jones, get the belt. 6-7 weeks later, here we are.
I'm a man of my word, Stefan, what can I say? No, I always, if I say something, I mean it, do you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be here. It's in Paris, so I'm a guy from Manchester, it's really close, 1 hour on the plane, super easy. I've not been to Paris since I was like 16 years old, I'm 30 years old now, so yeah, super cool, man, super cool experience, super cool week, and I'm happy about the whole thing.
Yeah, we were talking about the crowd earlier on. This crowd, the passion they have, the energy over there in the arena, this is one of the best crowds I have ever experienced.
Yeah, I mean, right now we just got onto the main card, and I just was sat cage side for the final prelim. Yeah. Honestly, mate, it was like a main event. I've never seen anything like it in my life, and no disrespect to the guys. Well, the French, I know the Irish guy who was fighting, but no disrespect to the French guy who was fighting. Like, I'd never heard of him before. But obviously, like, here, he's a massive star, and this is like a massive, like, undiscovered market that we're starting to tap into now. And seeing it for myself, I believe like in the next few years it's going to be the biggest in Europe for sure. Yeah,
and then to think MMA was pretty much outlawed here for a long time. MMA events were not possible, and now they're finally here. I think that's part of it too. People, get to enjoy the shows right now. And we just saw Morgan Charrier, Cage Warriors champ, just like yourself. You fought in Cage Warriors. You didn't win the belt in Cage Warriors, right?
No, actually, when I was fighting in Cage Warriors, there was no heavyweight champ, and
they got a lot of good lighter weight classes.
Yeah, this guy Morgan, I've seen him fight a few times before on Cage Warriors. The guy's really good. Yeah. Most of the guys who are coming through Cage Warriors, if you got to be Cage Warriors champ, you're UFC level, man. And sometimes it just depends. Like, yourself, I know myself. You can do everything on the local shows, because you got 500 people, 1,000 people watching. When you're in the massive arena in Paris, France, and you've got 20,000 people screaming, it's a little bit different. Yeah. Or wherever you are in the world, not just Paris, France, anywhere. There's a lot of pressure on you, mate. Like, there's a whole lot of pressure that these younger guys and these guys coming from the smaller shows, sometimes they don't take into account, like, I'm not going to be at my best performance on Saturday, and I need to mentally prepare for that, because it's a whole nother kettle of fish fighting in the UFC. The pressure is different, man, and yourself, like, it's one thing fighting on the prelims, then when you get to the main card, it's a different.
Being a main event.
Then you get to the co-main, it's a different pressure. Then you fight a former champion, it's a different pressure. Then you get to the main event, and I would imagine, like, I'm sure I'll know soon, when you get to fight for a title, it's a different pressure as well. And you think that you're going to get used to it, and you just never do, and it's tough, man.
You never get used to the feeling of going in there, especially over here. So let's go back to the fight, the headliner tonight. We talked about it after your fight. I want to talk to you about the matchup, style-wise, a little bit. Everybody knows the expertise of both guys. Gane, phenomenal striker. With you now, you move very light on your feet. The way he moves, we didn't really see that before in the heavyweight division. Spivak, though, got a lot better since his last loss. Yep. Improved a lot. Very good wrestler, good takedowns. What's your opinion?
Oh, it's heavyweight MMA. You just never know. I think from the outside looking in, if you looked at both guys, you would automatically think that Cyril Gane's better. And I think that everybody can see that, being MMA fans. But I think that stylistically, Spivak is like a terrible matchup for him. And me personally, as an athlete and as a fan, I'm massively into like psychology, fighter psychology, and the rest of it. And I'm very, very curious to see tonight where Cyril Gane is at mentally after taking a loss that a lot of people thought he quit in that fight. A lot of people thought he didn't want to be there in that fight. And from the outside looking in, that is how it looked, honestly. Okay. And where is he going to be at mentally when he's in his home city, he's in his home country, he's got, look at the crowd out there, mate, it's absolutely insane. Yeah. Where's he going to be at mentally when Spivak is pushing his back against the fence.
Especially after that loss. Like, I love what you're saying. I love your view on this in the John Jones fight, your view on that fight. Now he fights in Paris, and he fights a horrible style matchup if it goes that way.
Yeah, it's a lot to take on, and myself as a fighter and speaking to another fighter, sometimes when you speak to media members, they can't relate to it as much as me and you can, because the mental aspect plays such a big part of fighting. Like, training's one thing, mate. Training's one thing, and you're doing your thing in training, you're feeling good. But when you turn up on fight night and all them people are screaming, sometimes it's just a little bit different. And we're going to see when Spivak ends up in that bottom position, where is he going to be at mentally? And that's what I'm interested in.
I'm very interested in that too. Let's go back to you. Obviously, you cannot tell us everything, unfortunately, but you won. You didn't get any injuries. Nothing we heard. Clean, uninjured, healthy. The title fight, November, Madison Square Garden. I believe it's last week or the week before that, I saw Pavlovich is going to be the backup fighter. We saw with other recent title fights that the backup fighter is usually the guy who's also next in line. What's your opinion on that?
I agree that Pavlovich definitely deserves it. I think that Pavlovich is an absolute beast. I also think I can beat Pavlovich. And I'm trying to get the spot that takes me closest to the belt, of course. Like I am now, I've had now 7 UFC fights, sorry. And I've fought all kinds of different guys. I've fought former champions, I've fought guys who are ranked below me, guys who are ranked above me. And now I feel like I'm really in a spot where I need to push on for the belt now. Like, I'm coming back from a big injury. I proved that I can come back and win. I proved that I can sell out the O2 Arena 4 times now. And yeah, I want to fight for the belt, man. So whoever puts me closest to there, that's who I want to fight.
No, I agree. You're definitely in that position, and you got to be smart with what fight you take next. Then you said you want to fight the winner. If you look at the time frame, we're in September now, so September, October, November, December, January. You would be able to fight the winner if they are uninjured. If whoever wins in November, Stipe or Jones, let's go to that. Let's go to that first. What's your opinion on that fight? What do you think is going to happen?
Again, I always don't like to make a solid prediction on heavyweight MMA because, first of all, MMA is absolutely insane. You never know who's going to win. But when you get guys like 110 kilos plus with the tiny gloves on, it's just wild. But I think it's pretty obvious to say that John Jones, he's younger, he has a lot less miles on the clock, he isn't 42, 43 years old, he has had a recent win. I think it's pretty obvious to say that John Jones has the edge, I would say, yeah. Would I be surprised if Stipe won? No, absolutely not. But I think that John Jones should win.
I understand the point you're making, so that fight's in November, so then if we assume that Pavlovich is next in line, then you fight in December, January, then it could take a while for you to fight again. Because that's in November, so 4 or 5 months, if we're lucky, to get another heavyweight title fight. Are you willing to sit out and take a break if you beat the winner and get that shot?
Well, this is the tricky thing now, to be honest, because I just had a year off. I came back, I had a fight for 90 seconds. I want to fight again. But also, I don't want to be an idiot. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to just jump in with anybody and do a massive risk with someone ranked below me. Like, I spoke to Mick Maynard last night, who's the UFC matchmaker, and he backed me up on saying, look, I've never said no to a fight in my life. Never once. I've had opponent changes last minute. I've had guys pull out, switching dates, all kinds of trials and tribulations. Guys ranked higher than me, guys ranked lower than me, all kinds of stuff. I've been injured, I've still fought. I think I've deserved my spot, man, to get where I am and stick to the path that I'm on, which is becoming UFC heavyweight champion. So I don't want to wait out a little bit, but I also want to be UFC heavyweight champion. So that's the main goal, and I'll stick to that.
I appreciate the time. Go enjoy the show. We are looking forward to hopefully seeing you December. If they're healthy, they can fight. And man, I'm me as a former heavyweight, I'm so excited about the division right now because you got Stipe, Jones, Pavlovich, you got Gane. It's probably the most exciting it's ever been.
I honestly think so. I think that if you look through the top 10 right now, are the best top 10 that's ever been since the rankings have come about. So very exciting times, man. Very exciting times, and of course it's a shame that you missed it. And
I had my time. I'm good now.
You had your time. You've moved on from that, which we all appreciate. I don't want to be fighting someone your size.
I wouldn't want to fight you either, Tom. So we can just be friends.
Yeah,
we're good.
I think you're a great guy. I'm more than happy to be friends, so we'll leave it at that.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your time, my man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.